Sorry about that. Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the SCSRA Truck Series season finale here at Homestead Miami Speedway. My name's Josh Hall. We're getting ready for an exciting race here. It's the championship. We've got three drivers going for it. Let's take a look at the speed charts, and you see Stephen Black at the top of the speed charts. I don't know why Derek Chaput's name isn't highlighted. I'll get that fixed for us in just a moment. But your championship three, Brian Canuti, Devin Butchino, and Derek Chaput going for the championship. With about 2 minutes left here in practice, and that's what it all comes down to. These three right here. Whoever finishes the highest will win the championship between Brian Canuti, Devin Butchino, and Derek Chaput. Give me 1 minute while I fix my timing here. There we go. Now we've got all three highlighted on the board there for you. We got about 45 seconds left here in practice. And we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight on the final race of the season. Whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, we do appreciate you joining us here tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to check out our web store. You can find a link down below in the address bar. It's intensitybroadcasting.com. Find all your merch for all your favorite Intensity leagues, as well as Intensity Broadcasting itself. As we see Brian Canuti pulling off the track there. You see Derek Chaput on track right now. And on our website as well, you can also find merchandise for Athlete and Reese's Racing Team. So check it out, intensitybroadcasting.com. So we're about to get qualifying underway. Let's see who one of the first drivers out on track will be for qualifying. Homestead Miami is definitely a track. Their track position is going to mean a lot, as we see Craig Schroeder, one of the first drivers out on track. Zachary Cox and Brett Merle also making their way on track as we speak. There's a couple different ways to run Homestead Miami. You can run a high lane, you can run a low lane, diamond the corner a little bit. There's multiple different ways to take on this track. We see Craig Schroeder up in that higher lane above that seam there. And as you come off at turn number 2 right there, you see that truck get a little out of shape. There's a really big bump right there that can get that truck out of shape. You see exactly that happen to the 4 of Craig Schroeder. He runs a little lower line through turns 3 and 4, right up against the wall, lets the back end hang out. And across the stripe, and Craig Schroeder will move up to the fastest truck on the track currently. Stephen Black says, I'm back, yo. Welcome back, Stephen. It's good to see you back on track. Not one of the championship 3, but always in contention for a race here tonight. Or win here tonight. And here Schroeder comes across the line. currently going to currently be second quickest on the track. You see Brett Merle jump up. Zachary Cox currently on pole. We see Joseph Wright making his way off of turn number 2. He's on his white flag lap. Just realized my truck sounds are way too loud. As Joe Wright comes off of turn number 4 and across the stripe. And Joe Wright will currently be up into the 5th position. Will Witt out on track. See a couple of these drivers running these, I'm not going to say the first word there, but the anti-cancer trucks. And our first of our championship contenders making their way out on track for their qualifying attempt. That is Brian Canuti in the 40 machine. Both Devin Butchino and Derek Chaput yet to make their way out for qualifying. Plenty of time, though. So we do have over 6 minutes left to get qualifying done. Canuti coming down the backstretch towards turn number 3 right now. Running that lower line. Trying to keep as much speed as he can off the corner and down the front stretch to the stripe. And Brian Canuti is going to go P1 for the moment. Stephen Black running right up against the wall. To the stripe for his first lap. His first lap is going to move him up to... His first lap didn't count for some reason. I don't know if he might have brushed the wall. See that truck really hanging out off of turn number 2. And let's get a word with Brian Canuti real quick. Hey, Brian, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me? Brian, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me? Looks like Brian might have stepped away for a moment, so pop him back up into his racing channel here. And let's see who else is out on track right now. We've got Devin Butchino, getting really loose off of turn number 4. And into turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch as Butchino finishes up his qualifying attempt here. We'll give a quick shout to him. See what his strategy is for tonight. As he makes his way off of turn number 4 and across the stripe. And Butchino currently jumps up into... Actually goes a little slower on his second lap, so he's going to be in 10th. Let's give Devin a quick shout out here. Hey, Devin, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Man, just want to say good luck tonight here in the championship race. I know you're trying to repeat here, and I know you were saying before you're a little superstitious, so I don't want to bring up too much stuff. But what's the strategy going to be tonight, trying to get yourself your back-to-back championship here?
I think it's going to be tires. It seems like based off practice, we have a little bit more fuel than last season. So I'm hoping fuel doesn't become a factor. But at the same time, I think the last 3 starts here across this league, we've had no caution. So we get one caution here. It's going to really throw a wrench in things, and you got to just hope that your strategy is one that comes out on top.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you at the end of the race.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Josh.
We see Derek Chaput currently up into the 9th position. Let's give a quick shout out to Chaput. Hey, Derek, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Man, good luck tonight here in the Championship 3. Kind of seen as the underdog here tonight. What's going to be the strategy tonight? What are you trying to do to put yourself in a chance to win your first championship here in the SCSRA?
There's a lot of tire fall off here, so I think the best thing is to just run some smooth laps and stay consistent.
Well, that's a good goal, and you're absolutely right. Tire wear is going to be a huge thing here tonight. I know Butchino said that last couple of races here have gone caution-free, so we'll have to see how you're able to hold on to tires. Again, good luck tonight, and we'll talk to you at the end.
Awesome, thank you.
So that was your other championship hopeful, Derek Chaput, as it looks like everybody's got done qualifying here. Let's see if we can get dial up Brian Canuti here. Hey, Canuti, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, buddy.
There you are. We were trying to get you before. You were gone for a second, but you're back. And I just want to say good luck tonight here in the championship race, going for your first championship here. What's going to be the strategy? What are you going to try to do here to get yourself the win of the championship here tonight?
I like my qualifying spot, starting outside front row. So those guys look like they had a little bit of trouble. So my goal is just try to stay in front of those 2 all night. I'm not racing anybody else. I'm doing my strategy is fully based off of what those 2 are doing. I do not care about the win. If I finished 19th and they finished 20th and 21st, I'm fine with that.
Well, good luck tonight. Excuse me, as we get going tonight. And tire fall. I know they were saying that tire fall off, and the fact there hasn't been a yellow flag the last couple times we raced here. Does that play into your racing here tonight as well?
Yeah, I definitely like the longer runs. Definitely seems to work out a little bit better for me. So it'd be nice if it went caution free. Be nice to just have a heads up race for it and not some late race caution that kind of determines the championship.
Well, good luck again tonight, and we'll talk to you after the race.
Perfect. Thanks again, buddy.
So there you have it as the trucks are getting ready to grid up here. Let's take a look at your starting grid. And Logan Hagerman in the 7 getting the pole here tonight, with Brian Canuti starting to his outside. Blake Hensley in the 31, he'll roll off 3rd, and Eddie Morse in the 8 machine rolling off from the 4th position. Zachary Cox in the 51 roll off 5th, with Gannon Cyphers in the 2 in the 6th position. Stephen Black starting 7th, with Brett Merle to his outside in the 11 machine. The other Merle brother, Brian Merle Jr., rolling off from the 9th position, with Derek Chaput, another championship hopeful, starting in 10th. Will Whitley starting back in 11th, with Craig Schroeder in the 12th position. 13th will be our other championship hopeful, Devin Bacino, starting way back in the 13th position, and Todd Mays rolling off from 14th. Bobby Mays rolling off from the 15th position in the 5 machine, and Cody Moore in the 52 and 6th. Joseph Wright and Michael Provolt will round out row number 9. And then Dave Wright, David Hartney, and Sylvan Seguin round out the rest of the field here at Homestead, Miami. Again, we want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight at Homestead, Miami, here on iRacing, on Intensity Broadcasting, as the Championship 3 make their way onto the track to battle for 100 laps for a championship. Let's take a look again at our championship 3. Brian Canuti, Devin Bacino, and Derek Chaput. Again, it's going to be the highest finisher of those 3, so doesn't matter, like Canuti said, if he finishes 19th and the other 2 finish 20th and 21st, as long as he is up there at the end. I apologize, my screen just clicked out. Had a little trouble with my Restream app tonight, so bear with me as we get ready to go racing here at Homestead, Miami. Logan Hagerman will lead them down to the green flag. And there it is. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Homestead, Miami. Remember, those top 3 in the championship hunt will be highlighted in green on the ticker. As already Blake Hensley making a move down underneath Brian Canuti as the field makes their way off of turn number 2 for the first time. And down the backstretch, Canuti fighting hard on the high side. He's got Blake Hensley taking a look down to the inside. Hensley not giving up on the inside there. Canuti fighting hard on the high side. He's going to have to back out of it. He got a little tight up off the corner. And Logan Hagerman getting a good push down the front stretch as Hagerman's going to lead the first lap here of 100. Apologize, my motor volume was a little high there. As now Blake Hensley getting around the 40 of Brian Canuti to move Blake Hensley up into that second position. Zachary Cox coming in as well, and like Canuti said, he's not really racing anybody but those other 3 drivers. So his goal is to stay out in front. Derek Chaput already up 3 spots into the 7th position. Great views of this track as Chaput's working his way towards Eddie Morris to try to take over that 6th position and move one step closer to Brian Canuti. A little further back, we see these cars all scrambling for position back here. Cody Moore ripping the rim right up on the high side. Him and Joe Wright right up against the wall. They've got Devin Butchino down on the low side, and Butch just trying to run a clean race right now. He knows that you can't win it on the first couple laps. You got to be there at the end, and his goal again is just to finish ahead of Brian Canuti and his teammate Derek Chaput. As a battle for the lead is happening now, Blake Hensley looking down to the inside of Logan Hagerman. They are side-by-side bound in the backstretch. Oh, Cody Moore around on the backstretch. No caution, but the 52 has gone around. He's going to loop it back around and see if he can get back going. Let's see if we can see what happened to Cody here. Ooh, got a little loose. And Joe Wright made a little contact. Nothing that Cody could do. He's just along for a ride. So Cody falling all the way back to the 19th position. As Brian Canuti now taking a look down underneath Logan Hagerman, trying to move himself up into second. Zachary Cox and Stephen Black in the mix here as well. Stephen Black making a big aggressive move down underneath Zachary Cox to make it 3 wide. Almost some contact between Cox and Hagerman. They are back to 2 wide as they come off of turn number 4. Hagerman up on the high side has the momentum, and he's going to be able to pull ahead of Stephen Black as Blake Hensley has competition now from the 40 of Brian Canuti. While that's going on, Canuti has Cox all over his rear end. And Logan Hagerman right there as well. Now Zachary Cox down underneath Logan Hagerman. Hagerman trying to fight back hard on that high side. Got Stephen Black giving a little arrow shove down the front stretch and into turn number 1. Now Blake Hensley getting back around Brian Canuti. Canuti fighting hard though on that high side. As they run side by side, that's allowing Zachary Cox to close in on those 2 drivers. Stephen Black also looking underneath Logan Hagerman at the same time. As we work lap number 10 of 100, Derek Chaput taking a look down underneath Eddie Morse. So move Chaput up into the 6th spot and 1 step closer to a championship as he marches forward towards Brian Canuti. Brian Canuti has taken the lead yet again. Now everybody's just kind of starting to spread out a little bit, trying to get a little gap between themselves to kind of feel out the rest of this race. And Stephen Black is going to get around Logan Hagerman into turn number 1. Well, I got a little break in the action. Why don't we do a little bit of my favorite segment? Let's pump up the intensity. All the trucks at full song. Zachary Cox has Stephen Black taking a look down underneath him. As the yellow flag comes out, it looks like it's for David Wright, who's down slow on the infield. That's going to bring up our first Wreckage Rewind of the night, as we take a look to see what happened to the 84 of David Wright. Not really quite sure. Looks like he might have lost the motor. Let's ride along with him for a second here, see if we can hear maybe the motor expired. Yeah, we hear the motor pop right there. So fortunately for D Wright, as the entire field makes their way down onto pit road. Brian Canuti gets to his pit stall first. Fuel only for the driver of the 40. You have to take that access road to get back onto the track. And Devin Butchino up into the 5th position after that. One driver did take tires. That is the 7 of Logan Hagerman. Falls all the way back to the 7th position. So fuel for everybody but Hagerman. As always, we'd invite you to check out our web store at intensitybroadcasting.com, where you can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs of everything Intensity Broadcasting, as well as Atman Weiss's personal merchandise there, and your favorite leagues here on Intensity Broadcasting, and some of our novelty shirts, like the Cautions Breed Cautions Pucker Moment, Big Bushy Bearings, Them Truck Cars, as well as our league collections. So you can find all that at intensitybroadcasting.com. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as the SCSRA Xfinity Series takes on Dover in their second to last week of racing. Atman Weiss will have the call for that one. Thursday night, we have our Thunderstruck Series. Friday night, the Original Rebels Grand National Series. I had to remember what the exact wording was now on that one. The Grand National Series, which is the Gen 6 cars that they'll be running. No resets. A little bit of a hardcore mode, so definitely some great racing this past week at Daytona. A wild finish. So don't want to miss that one. That is the Original Rebels Grand National Series. Then Saturday night, we have the Original Rebels Send It Cup Series. Sunday night is the truck doubleheader, excuse me. So the Outlaw Series and the Rebels Truck Series. No racing on Monday at this time, but then Tuesday nights, even though the SCSRA is finishing up, we still have 3 weeks left in the Doghouse Racing League. They had a great race tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If you want to check that one out, you can find that either on Facebook or on YouTube in the archives. Wild finish to the end of that one. But tonight, it's all about these truck drivers. Brian Canuti, Devin Butchino, Derek Chaput. Who's going to bring the championship home tonight? We're coming to lap 20 of 100. Brian Canuti hits the gas pedal. We're back green flag racing. A little further back, we got Stephen Black taking a look to the outside of Zach Cox. Cox too strong for him down on that low side. Brian Canuti down, doing a little of the serpentine down the backstretch, trying to break the draft of Blake Hensley. Let's see if he does another serpentine down the front stretch here. There you go. You see that serpentine trying to break the draft of the cars behind him. Racing back here between Eddie Morris and Logan Hagerman, a couple teammates, battling for position. Eddie Morris going to move up into that 7th position. Hagerman, though, on fresh tires. We expect to see him starting to make a little move towards the front. He's easily going to dispatch Eddie and go after the 53 of Will Witt. More battling for position back here. Craig Schroeder and Brian Merle Jr. Jr.'s teammate, Derek Chaput, right behind. Those two battle for position, and Chaput right there waiting in the wings. If one of them messes up and able to get on by, we'll ride along here with Chaput. He's battling with his teammate. Able to get around the 73 of Brian Merle Jr. He sees the 2 of Gannon Cyphers right there out the front window. Cypher sees the playoff driver coming by, and he's going to pull right down to the side and let him right on by. As we see Chaput. Now Chaput also took fresh tires, so he's another driver on fresh tires right now, and that's why he's able to work his way through the field the way he is. Logan Hagerman, the other driver on fresh tires, already up into the 3rd position. And already ready to challenge the 31 of Blake Hensley. Eddie Moore's struggling right now on that high side. He's got Gannon Cyphers taking a look down to the inside, and Brian Merle Jr. making some moves here as well. A very surprising thing right now, we got Stephen Black running back in the 5th position. He's got Devin Bucciano taking a look down to the inside. Stephen Black was someone I was expecting to see up towards the front tonight. Currently, though, running in the 6th position. As the Neon teammates go around, both Derek Chaput. Oh, Chaput got loose, gets up into Stephen Black. Caution is out. That's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. My goodness, what a change of events here for our playoff drivers. We should see Chaput running down below the 18. That truck just washes up the track up into the 18. I don't know. It kind of almost looked like he had a problem. I didn't see the wheel turn either way. Let's ride along here with Chaput and see if we can see if anything happened, if something broke or if he had some kind of an issue. Oh yeah, you hear him off the throttle and the truck's starting to get a little bit of loose, riding with the helmet cam there. And looked like Will Witt got a little piece of this as well. So we see what happened to Will Witt. He's trying to avoid Stephen Black, and he hits Stephen Black. Ooh, Brian Merle Jr. involved as well. Again, Cypher's able to sneak on through. A Junior, hard contact with that inside tire barrier. But Derek Chaput's going to be able to get back into the pits, get a fresh truck. Unfortunately for him, he's going to have to be a little bit into conservative mode because he knows that he doesn't have that caution, or excuse me, he doesn't have that reset, that fresh truck in the pits in case something else happens. Well, a little strategy up at the front of the field. Brett Merle's going to take over the lead. Joseph Wright's going to be in second. Logan Hagerman falls back to third. Those three drivers taking fuel only. Brian Canuti, the first truck on and off pit road with 4 tires, back in fourth. Blake Hensley back in fifth, and Devin Buccino in sixth. So your championship hopefuls, Brian Canuti runs in fourth. Devin Buccino runs in sixth. Derek Chaput, currently on pit road, runs back in 17th. So a couple drivers using some strategy here. We'll have to see how that plays out for them. Again, we've already seen just how tires can come into play when Logan Hagerman took tires earlier in the run. Lights are off on the pace car. Brett Merle's going to lead them back down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. Ooh, Zachary Cox spins the tires, almost gets up into Bobby Mays. Couple trucks diving down to the bottom. Brian Canuti trying to get down underneath Joe Wright. Logan Hagerman all over the back bumper of Brett Merle as they come off of turn number 2. Canuti on those fresh tires makes the aggressive move down. Blake Hensley almost into the back. Oh, we see a wiggle out of the 40. Don't know if there's a little contact between Blake and Canuti there, but Canuti got really loose. Here comes Buccino trying to take a look down underneath the 31 of Blake Hensley. We were almost just 3 wide for a moment. Hagerman fighting hard on the high side. Canuti up there as well. Logan Hagerman has the lead of this race, but not by much. He's fighting. Oh, the 11 got a little loose, backs up the 31. We are 3 wide off of turn number 4. Logan Hagerman on the high side. Brian Canuti taking the lead in the middle. And now Blake Hensley all over the back bumper of that 11 truck again. And we see Brett really struggling on no tires as Devin Butchino trying to make a move down to the inside to force it 3 wide into turn number 3. Ooh, some contact between the 11 and the 31. Now Zachary Cox up on the high side. And out front, Brian Canuti out front by himself. Zachary Cox and Devin Butchino fighting for the 4th position. Gannon Cypher's now looking down underneath Brett Merle. Brett with 0 tires. You can see the difference that no tires are going to make compared to fresh tires as that 11 truck is just sliding backwards. You see Cody Moore up into the 10th position after having early issues. Finds himself battling back up into the top 10. And Stephen Black back here in 7th, trying to make a move around Gannon Cyphers, move himself up into the 7th position. Brian Canuti has a 1-second lead over Blake Hensley, Logan Hagerman, and Zachary Cox. Devin Butchino and Bobby Mays in this mix as well. So the battle continues up here at the front for your top 5. Zachary Cox now has Devin Butchino taking a look down towards the inside. Now everybody gets back in single file except for Bobby Mays taking a look down to the inside of Logan Hagerman. Zachary Cox getting pressure from behind by Butchino. Butchino trying to use that draft the best he can to get himself a run on the 51 machine. Tried to take a look down to the inside, but just wasn't close enough to make the move. Now he's got a little bit of a run here off the corner. Takes a look right down to the inside. Not quite able to make that move stick just yet. Now Butchino is going to clear the 51 of Zachary Cox. And Cox. Now has Bobby Mays all over the back bumper. A little further back, we see a battle back here. Cody Moore, Craig Schroeder, the 9 of Todd Mays, all battling back here. This is a battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Just in front, Logan Hagerman under attack from the two of Garen Cyphers. So a couple good battles all over the track here. You see Bobby Mays and Zachary Cox now. Mays took a look down to the inside, wasn't able to make it work. Now Mays is going to be able to get right on by that 51. Bobby unfortunately knocked out of the playoffs last week. Currently runs up in the 4th position, but Brian Canuti is your leader by almost 2 seconds over 2nd place Blake Hensley. And then Devin Butchino sits back in 3rd. Your other playoff contender, Derek Chaput, finds himself back in the 14th position. But we're not even halfway yet, so we got quite a bit of racing left. Where anything can happen. And we were talking about in the pre-race with some of the playoff drivers how this track has gone green flag racing for the most part the last couple seasons here. And then tonight, we've already had a couple cautions really playing into the drama here tonight as Logan Hagerman has Cody Moore looking to the outside. Here comes Brian Merrill Jr. as well, and Craig Schroeder. So Logan Hagerman last in on lap 28, but on these older tires, and you're seeing just how much tires can be a premium here as Stephen Black finally gets around Zach Cox, and he's fighting, or he's trying to get to the back bumper of Bobby Mays, try to take over the 4th position. Do apologize for that popping up there. A little hiccup on my screen there. I apologize. Stephen Black right there on the back bumper of Bobby Mays, trying to take over the 4th position. Down in and off of turn number 2, and Stephen Black is going to take that position away going down into turn number 3. Devin Butchino starting to chase down Blake Hensley. Well, last lap by, the fastest driver on the track was the 74 of Brian Merle Jr. Well, Jr. doing a little bit of tire saving, trying to get himself in a position for a good finish here tonight, possibly winning the last race of the season. As Butchino all over the back bumper of Hensley. Here, the wheel spin that Blake Hensley was getting there on over the bumps. It's a very bumpy and abrasive track here at Homestead, Miami, as Butchino's going to take a look up to the high side. quite able to complete the pass just yet. And as they're racing side by side, it's allowing Stephen Black to get a draft off both these trucks and pull himself up to these two. A couple drivers just hit pit road. Joe Wright just hit pit lane. He's down and away. So move Butchino up into the second position. Now currently, Butch is matching times with Brian Canuti. Actually, we see that Brian Canuti has been just a little bit faster than Devin Butchino. Not by much, though. Anywhere from half a second. From half a tenth to just over a tenth of a second quicker. But as the run goes on, we'll have to see if Butchino's saved enough tire to keep himself in contention, as Stephen Black now looking down underneath Blake Hensley. Brett Merle just hit pit road. Stephen Black has taken over the third position. And said Brian Merle Jr. was on a tear at the moment. Just got around Zachary Cox, moved Brian Merle Jr. up into the 7th position. We have Craig Schroeder running down Cody Moore for the 9th position. Now Moore does have a little bit of damage to the left front of that machine. Which on the long run could be hurting that car quite a bit. Devin Butchino trying to run down Brian Canuti, but Canuti just pulling away. He's got himself a 3.7 second lead over Devin Butchino. And with the long runs now starting to be green flag runs, pit stops are going to be coming up into the question. We know Brett Merle and Joe Wright just had to go down and pit. It looks like Blake Hensley having some connection issues. No longer on the track. So Blake Hensley dropping out of the race right now. And technical issues are the equivalent of mechanical failures here on iRacing, as here comes Stephen Black taking a look down to the inside of Butchino. Butchino fighting tough on that high side. Right now able to stay out in front. So a great battle here for second place. Stephen Black not in the playoffs, Hasn't really raced much this season. Now he's just fighting for a win. I'm trying to play spoiler here tonight. Craig Schroeder and Cody Moore have still been going at it back here. But right now, Cody Moore is starting to pull away from the 4 machine. And Bobby Mays has Brian Merrill Jr. all over him. Brian Merrill Jr. up into the 5th position. Another driver trying to get a win here tonight. So we have just 40 laps to go. And Junior is going to take over that 4th position. Devin Butchino side by side with Stephen Black down the backstretch. Black not able to complete the pass. He's going to fall back in line yet again. Now he's going to try to take another look down to the inside. Butchino's been so strong up on that high side, and Stephen Black has not been able to get anything rolling on that low side. It's so hard to make the pass on the low side here at Homestead because that high lane has so much momentum up off the corner. Oh, almost a little bit of contact between these two drivers. As they're coming up on the lap truck of Eddie Morris. Eddie, who was so strong winning back-to-back weeks at Talladega and Atlanta, now finds himself going a lap down here at Homestead. As Butchino is able to get back out in front solidly of the 18 of Butchino. While these guys have been battling, Brian Canuti's lead has now grown to over almost 5 seconds. Zachary Cox comes and hits pit road. Now we're starting to see some pit stops from our leaders. Again, Brian Merrill Jr. on a tear right now. Still the fastest truck on the track. Even faster than our leader. Bobby Mays now made his way down onto pit road. Ooh, Eddie having a little connection issue. I'm wondering if there's maybe some storms going through Tennessee. They caused Blake to disconnect and Eddie to have some issues as well. So how about Brian Merrill Jr. up into the 4th position and running down Stephen Black and Devin Butchino, who are still battling it out for 2nd place. And Derek Chaput has climbed his way back up into the 9th position as our leader, Brian Canuti, makes his way down onto pit road. That's going to give the lead to Devin Butchino. Although leading a lap and bonus points don't matter, it's all about where you finish here tonight. We got a little surprise. Got ourselves a little surprise guest here in the booth with me now. Joining us is one of the SCSRA's favorite and most popular drivers, Colin Willems. Colin, how you doing tonight?
Good, Josh. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing well. Let me just bump up your volume here so everybody can hear you. And we see Devin Butchino coming down onto pit road. So another one of our playoff drivers, our championship drivers, making their way onto pit road, giving the lead over to Gannon Cyphers. And what have you seen so far in this race tonight, Colin? It's maybe surprised you a little bit, or what's going through your mind?
I got to be honest with you, Josh. I've only seen the last 5 or 6 laps here, but I'm really curious to see how this pit cycle works out because I'm not sure where everybody's at. So, from my perspective here, this could look like a pretty racy finish.
Yeah, especially Devin Butchino now making his way onto off of pit road, and Derek Chaput making his way down onto pit road. That's going to give the lead over to Logan Hagerman, who's going to make pit road now, and he's going to cycle back around to Brian Canuti. And Canuti's been flying. He had himself almost a 5-second lead before coming onto pit road, and we're seeing that speed really come on. And one driver that's really surprised me with speed so far is Brian Merrill Jr. He was fastest on track for a little while, and made his way up into the top 5 and trying to play spoiler, get himself his first SCSRA win here.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me with Junior. He's been showing quite a bit of speed lately. He's been one of the most impressive drivers of the year, in my opinion.
So Zachary Cox up into second currently. Has already made his pit stop, and Bobby Mays now back in third. And yeah, these pit cycles really interesting as we see Stephen Black going around, Devin Butchino, Cody Moore going around as well, and kind of surprising seeing that that 52 or that 68 machine being a little on the slower side on these tires. So we got ourselves 30 laps to go here. Brian Canuti has an impressive lead, although it wasn't as impressive before the pit stop. 3.7 seconds. Zachary Cox runs back in second. Bobby Mays back in third. Stephen Black in fourth. And Cody Moore, after spinning out on the second lap, now finds himself up into the 5th position.
So help me out here, Josh. Who's got tires left and who's used them all?
It looks like out of our championship leaders, Brian Canuti and Devin Butchino both have tires left. And I believe Derek Chaput has used all his tires for the night. So it's going to make things a little more interesting if a late race caution comes out. If Nudie and Butchino come down pit road or try to do the opposite of each other. Because it all matters on who finishes ahead of everybody else.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like Canuti said, he doesn't care if he finishes 20th as long as Butchino and Chaput finish 21st and 22nd.
That's right. Now, Josh, you've been iRacing for a long time. You've been broadcasting for a while. In your opinion, I have to ask, is the Nudie curse going to be lifted tonight?
Man, the way it's looking right now, it's possible. However, as long as Brian Canuti doesn't get Stephen Black here at the end, and I think he might be able to pull it off here, and it's going to be tough for him. I mean, we still have a lot of laps to go. We still have over 25 laps to go. We've already seen some interesting things happen. We saw Derek Chaput get loose and slide up into Stephen Black, so that's what put him so far behind. He currently runs back in the 15th position. We've seen Devin Butchino almost get taken out by Stephen Black racing door to door. So there's a lot of racing left. There's a lot of things going to happen, and we'll have to see how this finishes out.
Yeah, I know the fuel window at Homestead seems to be an elusive dragon that I've been bitten by a few times. What's the pit window here for fuel at Homestead with the trucks?
It looks to be right around 40 laps. So these guys just came down and pit on lap 66, between 64 and 66. So most of these drivers should be able to make it to the end. Joe Wright last pit on lap 49. He's going to have to come down one more time. And Brett Merle pit on 52. So I know those two will have to pit one more time. But everybody else, I think they're good on fuel to the end, as long as we don't have a green-white checker. Although a green-white checker while it is exciting as we see Craig Schroeder going around Devin Bucchino, Bucchino's way off the pace, falling back into the 8th position. Not really sure what happened to Bucchino. He had it.
Knowing Devin, I'm sure there's some method to his madness.
Well, I'm looking at the pit stop times, and Bucchino only had a 13.12 second stop. That's a bit fast for 4 tires. I'm wondering if he might have taken 2 tires, or if he didn't realize he didn't have any tires left in the pits and he's falling backwards.
Yeah, he's no slouch. There may be something going on there. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
For sure, as he's fallen all the way back into the 8th position, and Brian Knutti continues to expand his lead. It's now over 5.5 seconds over second place Zachary Cox. And right now, it's really just Knutti's race to lose.
So how much do you think he's watching that relative, watching him here right now, leading the race, 23 laps to go with every championship to his name, and it's sitting right there in front of him?
You know what? I'm sure he's seen that number growing and growing and growing, and right now he's just on cruise control. Looks like he's just hitting his marks, not really thinking about it. We know how he thinks, how he is, and I'm sure he's just sitting there cool as a cucumber right now with that big of a lead and as it grows.
I bet he's just one color he's focused on right now, and that's the green. Doesn't want to see any yellow.
For sure, we see Michael Provault going around Brian Merle Jr. and the other Merle brother as well, going around Brett Merle. Little battle on track. This is for 9th, 10th, and 11th as Michael Provault drives into the 9th position. And a couple brothers trying to battle it out behind. But Zachary Cox now has a hard-charging Bobby Mays. Bobby Mays has been running him down the last few laps, and like Brian Kennedy said, he doesn't care if he wins the race or not. It's all about the championship, and with 20 laps to go, Brian Kennedy is just looking out that window, trying to hit his marks and stay clean. Now, Colin, how much easier is it to breathe when you've got that big of a lead for yourself? I mean, I know there's a couple drivers out there with fresher tires that just came off pit road that might be trying to get around you, but how much do you focus on just out the windshield right now?
Right now, that's all I'm thinking about. If I'm Brian Newty, personally with Homestead, I know you've seen it more than once, but fuel tends to be a bit of a contentious subject when it comes to green flag runs. But you know, if he's got more than enough fuel to make to the end, I'm sure the rear is the last thing he's thinking about. He's worried about it. Just making it on that track.
Yeah, for sure. We'll ride along with Brian Kennedy. Let's listen in. See if he's lifted. He lifted a little bit early there. Really soft back to the gas. So yeah, it sounds like he's still in a bit of fuel saving mode, even though we know he's pretty much good to the end. And he's still pulling away too. So, you know, sometimes it might be one of those instances where slower is faster.
Yeah, for sure. When I get a lead like this, although it hasn't happened in some time, but I like to preserve the tires just a little bit, just in case second place gets it with me. I've still got something left to fight him off with.
See the 82 of Joseph Wright cordially getting out of the way of the leader. I let him by. As Newty's lead has now grown to almost 8 seconds over second place. Bobby Mays now to the back bumper of Zachary Cox. This is a battle for second place, and just behind him, we see the 18 of Stephen Black. And man, we just saw a little close contact between Bobby Mays and Zachary Cox, which is not what Brian Kennedy wants to see, as these two are going at it pretty hard back here. Here comes Stephen Black down to the inside as well. Now Black is going to try to take a look down to the inside of Mays.
Yeah, if I'm Newty knowing that there's a strong battle battle happening, if it's Bobby Mays or Stephen Black, I'd be pretty confident it's going to stay moving. Very tough racers, but very clean racers. Pleasure running with them week in and week out.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to see Stephen Black coming back here tonight and not dropping out right as the race starts. Last time Stephen tried to run a race right as we were about to roll in grid, he lost connection. He lost the internet completely and was not able to race in that one. He was getting bummed out, but now he's getting around Bobby Mays, moves himself up into the 3rd position. He's going to set his sights on Cox. A little further back, Derek Chaput working around his Neon teammate, Brian Merle Jr. And a tough break for Chaput. He was having such a great run up in the top 5 most of the beginning of the race. And then had that incident where he got a little loose, got into the side of Stephen Black, and took them both out. Black was able to recover, but Chaput just not able to as he's back in the 12th position. Running down Brett Merle here, but fortunately for him, just not the night that he wanted to have tonight. Same with Devin Bucciano sitting back in the 9th position. And he's running he is running a full 2nd a lap slower than Brian Canuti. So that tells me one of two things. Either A, these guys don't have enough fuel to make it to the end, and Bucciano is on pure fuel saving mode. Or B, there's just something wrong with his truck. Joe Wright just hit pit road. We said he last pit on lap 48. So, yeah, it's about a 40-lap fuel run for him, which I think is the norm. So we'll have to see if Bucciano's just playing the fuel strategy or what's going on here. But he's almost about to go a lap down to Brian Canuti.
Yeah, knowing Bucciano, I bet you he knows he's out of tires. He knows he's beat. He's just saving what he's got, hoping yellow comes out where you can run him down.
And now Bucciano heavy in the lap traffic. I'm sorry, Brian Canuti heavy in the lap traffic. Coming up onto his other championship contender, the 37 of Derek Chaput. Battle back here between Gan Cyphers and the 52 of Cody Moore. Cyphers now up into the 5th position. And Stephen Black has now moved around Zachary Cox for the 3rd position. I'm sorry. Moved around Zachary Cox for the 2nd position. Now Bobby Mays trying to work up here for that 3rd position. As we have just 10 laps to go. Brian Canuti is just out here hoping that stays green for the next 10 laps. Nothing happens, nothing wild happens in front of him. As the other 2 playoff contenders are right there in front of him. And man, that was a bit of a moment there as Chaput cut across Canuti's nose. I don't think he knew that Canuti was right there. And your 3 playoff drivers running together on track. Unfortunately for both Bucciano and Chaput, it's not for a championship right here.
You think he's running virtual mirror, Josh?
It looks like he is, because he's going to... Actually, he's putting up a bit of a fight here on Canuti trying to stay on the lead lap as he goes... Devin Bucciano gets lapped by Brian Canuti. And this also plays a bit...
Maybe putting on a clinic here against his playoff opponents here.
Yeah, almost 10 seconds ahead of Stephen Black. And this is going to play interesting too right here, because now Chaput is going to be fighting for his life to be the lucky dog. However, does he want to fight for the life to be his lucky dog, or does he want to try to stay out in front of Canuti in case the yellow comes out, and that allows Bucciano to get the lucky dog and have the 2 Neon drivers in the championship fight yet again?
I just hope for all parties involved, right now it stays green. We don't want that C word collusion coming up at this point in the race.
We've already heard the word collusion at the beginning of the race. Butchino's already been throwing that word around before the race even started. But no, this has been a great battle all night long here. Like you said, Brian Canuti throwing a clinic on right now as he's on cruise control. Although his lap times have slowed down a little bit the last couple laps. Maybe he saw that fuel gauge. I know he's hoping that he's got enough fuel to make it to the end.
Hey, 6 to go. He may have enough momentum out of gas to complete those 6 laps. We'll give it up the spot to Chappie and Butch. We'll see.
That's very true. He could probably clutch it for a full lap and still get the lap in. So 5 laps to go here at Homestead. And again, Brian Canuti just putting on a clinic, almost 10 seconds ahead of Stephen Black, who runs back in second. We'll battle back here for 3rd and 4th. This is for the final podium spot between Zachary Cox and Bobby Mays. They've got the lap truck of Joe Wright up on the high side. It's going to break Cox's momentum just a little bit, allow Bobby to pull right up to the back bumper. Bobby took a look down to the inside, tucked back in behind though, knew it wasn't going to work. Ooh, gets right up on the back bumper, loses the nose a little bit, had to get out of it. So great battle for our last step of the podium. Bobby Mays just not able to gets right up to the back bumper, and then that truck gets real aero pushy and doesn't allow the front end to stick and to be able to make the move.
That's the thing with these trucks. You really got to set your opponent up to make a good pass here at a track like this.
Well, Bobby Mays powers to the outside now. Not quite close enough to try to use a little bit of a side draft. We have 3 laps to go. And we've seen the high side be the dominant side here at Homestead. That momentum you can keep up off the corner as they are now side by side down the backstretch. Neither driver really has an advantage going into turn number 3.
Yeah, that was a great move by Bobby there, pinning Cox down there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Bobby was able to get back to the gas a little bit quicker, but Cox was able to keep the momentum up off the corner. We got 2 laps to go. This is a great battle for the top step of the podium. Brian Canuti still 10 seconds ahead of Stephen Black, so we'll watch this battle commence here. Down the backstretch they come. Pretty even, these 2 trucks, too. Bobby Mays almost able to clear him, and the white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Ooh, Cox got a little tight there. Almost got up into the side of Bobby. He had to lift, and that's going to allow Bobby to move right around. So move Bobby Mays up into the 3rd position. Is Cox going to try to make a move back towards him in turn number 1? He is. He's going to pound it to the high side, but it's not going to stick, and Bobby Mays is going to drive right on away as Brian Canuti makes his way off of turn number 4, and the curse has been lifted. Brian Canuti wins the race and the championship. We can't call him second place anymore, as he has finally won himself his first SCSRA championship.
Brian Nudie, great job, buddy.
What a job Brian Canuti has done here this season. A couple weeks ago, misses a race, has to win to move on. He gets the win, moves on to the final 4 or final 3. And Brian Canuti just put on an absolute clinic here tonight. See Devin Bacino coming over and giving the respect as well. Canuti burns it down here on the front stretch. That's a happy man right there. Knew he's going to do himself a little Polish victory lap, and we'll take a look at the results. Brian Canuti gets the win. Stephen Black comes home second. Bobby Mays comes home on the podium in third. Zachary Cox and Gannon Cyphers, your top five. Cody Moore, Craig Schroeder, Michael Proval, Derek Chaput, and Todd Mays round out your top 10. Devin Butchino falls back all the way to 11th. Brian Merle Jr. in 12th. Logan Hagerman, Eddie Morris, and Brett Merle round out your top 15. Then it's Joseph Wright, Dave Wright, Blake Hensley, Will Witt getting caught up earlier and having a bad result back in 19th. Then David Hartney and Sylvan Squinn round out the rest of the field. But it's all about this man right here, the driver of the 40, Brian Canuti.
Yeah, I can't say enough about Brian Nudie. I mean, the effort he puts into this league, you know, all the series involved, gathering all the sponsorships, working out the deal with intensity. You know, stand-up guy, hell of a driver. I mean, no offense to Chappie or Butch, but it was Nudie's time. I'm glad he got it done.
Frankie Vallis in the chat here says, congratulations, whoop whoop. And he's continuing to blow it down. He doesn't need this motor for another race. He's going to try to burn this thing right down to the ground. And there it goes. The motor is expired, and well, it doesn't matter for him. As I said, no more races to run. Waiting for our top three to make their way into the waiting room. But how about that, Colin? What you said he was due. It was his time, and that's exactly what just happened right here.
It was his time. It's you know, the track discipline. You know, it's right in his wheelhouse. You know, I'm not surprised he did it. You know, based on his merit. Glad the curse has been lifted on Nudie. You know, he's very deserving.
For sure. Let's bring in our third. Oh, Bobby Mays has not made his way to the waiting room yet. Well, while we wait for Bobby, let's bring in our second place finisher, the 18 of Stephen Black. Steven, you got Josh in the booth, and Colin, you got us?
I got you, Josh. What's up?
Man, congratulations on the second place finish. You were putting on some speed there at the end. Unfortunately, Nudie was just way too far out in front. What was it like out there? I know you haven't been out there in a while, and it looked like you had some issues in qualifying, but able to get yourself up towards the front there at the end.
Yeah, it was really tight if you were behind somebody, but that's kind of just a product of the racing and with the trucks. But I had a lot of fun. Like, I haven't raced in I don't know how long, so it was good just to get back and knock some rust off. And hopefully I'll be able to run a lot more next season just because I'm moving and don't have to work as much. But we'll see.
Well, I know you had a little bit of an issue, or not an issue, but a little bit of an incident there with Derek Chaput. Looks like he just got a little loose underneath him. Is that what happened? Did he talk to you after the race or during the race to say what happened?
From what it sounded like, his VR cut out, and he just came up just ever so slightly and it sent me around. But things happen, and obviously, like, I'm not upset about it or anything. Was able to recover pretty well, but it sucks that it happened to him because he was in contention for the championship tonight. But like I said, it is what it is, and equipment malfunctions do occur.
Yeah, there's the equivalent of a mechanical failure here in iRacing.
Yes, it is.
Hey, Steven, hell of a run, man. Anytime you get a podium is a good spot. I mean, you're out there running hard every week. What does it mean to you to have Nudie win this championship?
Well, I know he finished second a lot of second place finishes in championships, and a lot of second place finishes to me, and a lot of second place finishes to Cody Moore on road courses. But he definitely deserves this one. And also, I don't know if he'll do it, but I just want to give his pit crew a shout out for keeping him out front all race. they don't really get a lot of credit in any of his interviews. So I figured I'd do it for him. So thank you, Brian Nudie.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium. Anyone else you want to thank or any other shots you got to give here tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, shout out to Premier Racing Setups, you guys over at Intensity for broadcasting every week, and everyone that watches back home.
Well, thanks a lot, Steven. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you in Season 3.
Thank you.
Let's bring in our third place finisher, Bobby Mays. Hey, Bobby, you got Josh and Colin up in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, great run tonight. No, getting knocked out of the championship last week was kind of disappointing, but still rebounded for a great finish here tonight at Homestead. What was the strategy tonight? Did you have a strategy coming in tonight, or was it just try to play spoiler to the Championship 3?
I was just trying to play spoiler, but there at the end, as the race went, I decided to pit a couple laps before everybody else did, and I actually made up 2 or 3 spots by doing that, and then I was good enough to hold them off for third. Me and Zach had a super run there the last 4 or 5 laps. I think we run side by side for the last 4 or 5 laps. But I want to congratulate Brian Nudie. He done a fabulous job this year. I mean, and heck, fire, he smoked our tail in this race. So, it wasn't even close. But yeah, it was fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, Bobby, it was a blast watching you and Cox go for the last few laps there. You're great watching you run clean like that, running hard like you do every week. What does it mean to you to have Brian Nudie finally get his championship?
I'm happy for him. I mean, he's been trying for a while, and I'm happy for him. I'm gonna get him next year, though.
Well, we look forward to checking you out next season in what is going to be the Mays Construction Truck Series next season. So that's exciting to have you guys on board for that as well. And before we let you go, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank y'all for putting on the show, and Nudie for putting up with everybody, and my whole family around here for putting up with me. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to next season in the trucks and in the Xfinity. But I like these trucks, and I'll see y'all back next year. Looking forward to sponsoring it too.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats, and we will talk to you soon.
All right, man. See you, Colin. See you, Josh.
See you, Bobby.
And now, let's bring in the man of the hour. And we got to change our screen here to our champion screen. And for that to transition over, there it goes. Brian Canuti, you got Josh and Colin in the booth. You got us?
I got you guys. What's up?
Man,
Brian Nudie!
as the banner on the screen says, finally not second. Congratulations on the win. Man, and did it in dominating fashion. What, besides Stephen Black grip hacks right there, what was the secret to getting out in front so fast and being able to stay out as far as you were?
Well, I definitely did not take anything that would inebriate me today. That's for sure. So it was definitely stone cold sober tonight, as I was last week also. And I just put in the laps, put in the practice, and I found just a line that worked for me, and nobody else was running it, and it worked great.
Right on, Nudie. Hey, buddy, couldn't be happier for you. Congratulations, you finally did it. Monkeys off the back. I was your biggest supporter this whole season. You know that. I was pulling for you all race.
Yeah.
You put on a clinic there, man. That was absolute domination. You really put your stamp on this win. This was yours for sure, all race long. Great job.
Awesome, thanks, buddy. Means a lot coming from you.
So I'm going to ask you the same question that Colin asked the other two. What does this championship mean, Brian Canuti winning the championship here tonight?
It means that hopefully the jokes for bridesmaid in second place might tone down just a bit. But we'll see. Obviously, I'm sure Cody's probably already working on something right now. So is probably Stephen Black. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But other than that, I mean, it's just nice to be. It's nice to be a champion. I've won one bunch of races. Just never been able to bring it home, get the championship, and now finally I was able to close the deal.
Yeah.
Nudie, you're the champion, man. You're the champion.
I'm the champion. Let's go, baby.
And we do have a shout out. I already said it once, but I'm going to throw the shout out again. Frankie Valles says congratulations to you in the chat. So again, great job here tonight. Anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
As always, I got to thank my YXU teammates for helping me out in the Truck Series all season long. They raced, they're pretty much always there. At least one of them there was pretty much there every race, helping me out with strategy and brake bias and stuff like that, lines to run, just everything like that. Also got to give a shout out to you guys up in the booth, you on Tuesday nights and Natalie on Wednesday nights. Got to give a shout out to all my man, I'm sorry. I'm speechless right now. All my fellow admins right now. Definitely got to give a shout out to them. You got Eddie, you got Sylvan Seguin, you got Michael Provolt, and then also possibly coming to the admin party might be Devin Bacino. We'll see what happens there. And then also got to give a shout out to my beautiful wife for letting me do this. It's just, it's just awesome that lets me do this. And shout out to my kids. Hopefully they're watching. They're in Delaware right now. So hopefully they got to see this. And actually, no, it's probably past their bedtime. They should go to sleep. And
11
then
o'clock there. So
yeah, it's pretty late there. So hopefully they're not watching this. Maybe they'll watch it on replay tomorrow. And then also just got to give a shout out to Devin. He drove a just great season. I mean, it was just I felt like it was going to be me or him pretty much all season. It was awesome to see Chappie in there. I kind of even root for Chappie a little bit. I think that there wasn't a person that wouldn't be rooting or not rooting for him. Did an awesome job. But Devin, awesome driver. Love racing with him. Always hard fought. Always hard racing. And we never really wreck each other. Just little door dings, bumpers, stuff like that. But and just everybody in the league. It's just this league's turned into something awesome, and I'm just super happy.
well, you've done a great job turning this league around. Again, congratulations on the win in the championship. And we look forward to seeing if you can repeat next year in the Maze Construction Truck Series.
Yeah, hopefully switching to Chevy next year. Unfortunately, my contract has expired with YXU Racing, so I'm going on to new ventures, and we'll see what happens there. And I'll be switching to Chevy. Or I already said that. Switching to Chevy, and just glad my time with Colin was great. Maybe we'll team up again one day. Who knows?
Hey, go grab yourself a couple shots of Bullet, and we'll catch you later.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, sir.
Good job again, Brian, man.
Thanks,
live
buddy.
it up, man. You earned it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, there you have it. Brian Canuti is your Season 2 champion in the Truck Series here with the SCSRA. And man, Colin, what a wild season it's been. Canuti having to miss a race, ends up winning the next race to move himself on and gets himself in a position to win the championship and gets it done. I mean, it's just kind of like a fairy tale story right there.
For sure, in my opinion, there's no accident, there's no asterisks on this win. He flat out earned it. It's all his, and I couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, for sure. As we get ready to take a little break here with the SCSRA, but we'll be back. I believe it's about a month's time. We'll be right back here on Intensity. We still have plenty of racing on Wednesday nights. 2 weeks left. The SCSRA Xfinity Series will be taking on Dover tomorrow. Then their season finale will be at Homestead in the following week. We have our Thursday night Thunderstruck Series. Friday night Original Rebels Gen 6 Series is the Grand National Series. The Send It Cup Series on Saturdays. Truck Series doubleheader on Sundays. And the Doghouse League is still running on Tuesdays for a couple more weeks. So join us here 6 nights a week on Intensity Broadcast. And Colin, before we go, anything else you want to add in here tonight?
No, I sound like a broken record, man, but I can't thank Nudie enough. I mean, without him, SCSRA wouldn't be a thing. After the last league, this whole thing would have been disbanded and, maybe a couple offshoot leagues here and there, but Nudie unified it, made it what it is today. And, I couldn't be prouder of him or prouder to run in the league with everybody week in and week out. It's truly amazing, and I'll leave it at that.
For sure. And again, congratulations to Brian Canuti. Congratulations to Devin Butchino and Derek Chapu as well for making it to the final three, and everybody who's made it into the playoffs this season. It was a long fought battle, and we look forward to next season as well. So that's going to do it here tonight on Intensity Broadcasting. As our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over